the home exercise program that you're going to be doing for the Inflare Outflare. So the first technique that we're going to be using for the stretch is going to be to place our bolster underneath the right side. And so we will have this kind of at a diagonal under the right side. And what a bolster is a lotion bottle wrapped in a towel, or you could use a water bottle wrapped in a towel as well. So we're just going to wrap that up. It's not a towel roll, it's actually a bolster, and we're going to leave that in place for 2 minutes in this position. And then you're going to go ahead and roll over on your back, and we're going to place this lotion bottle under the left side at a diagonal. So this is a left diagonal, and sometimes I'll put this up here so you can see that this is not going straight up and down here, it's in a diagonal. And all of these stretches are designated there to bring the pelvis from the left, because the pelvis is going to the left, and bring it to the right. So this is another 2-minute stretch right here. Then after 2 minutes of this stretch, then we can either leave that there or take it out. Sometimes it doesn't really matter. We're going to use our opposite hand to pull this hip over and feel these muscles now stretching for another 2 minutes. So we're going to stretch in this position for 2 minutes. After that 2 minutes is up, we're going to go ahead and take this out, and we're going to bend the right knee up. And sometimes we need a little pillow under our foot, because what we're trying to do, this is a different stretch than we've ever done before, and we're trying to keep this knee in line with the hip and bring this hip straight out to the side. And again, all these stretches are designed to bring the pelvis to the right, and we're getting a nice stretch through this inner thigh here. So that's another 2-minute stretch. Then when that stretch is over, we're going to bring this foot back up. We're going to bring both knees up. We're going to put them on the pillow here, and we're going to allow the pelvis to come over to the right. Now it's still going to the right. You notice, still bringing that pelvis to the right. And here we're getting the stretch just a little higher. We feel maybe whatever needs to be stretched out here is going to be stretched in this 2-minute stretch. So after we do that 2-minute stretch there, then we're going to sit up off the edge of the table, or your surface on a chair or something, and we're going to take our right hand beside us, and we're going to take our left hand on our right knee, and we're just going to kind of bend this elbow a little bit and look over the shoulder, and we're just going to rotate the upper body to the right. Basically, the pelvis now is kind of staying straight, and we're just continuing to stretch this lower part of the left side of the back here as we rotate to the right. Then after you do about 10 to 30 repetitions of this right rotation through the back, still rotating this part of our back to the right, then we're going to go ahead and lay back on the back again. And this one, we're going to keep our knees bent up actually, and we're going to do a little kind of like a crunch, but this time we're going to take the upper body and we're going to go to the left. So a lot of times what happens with this Inflare Outflare problem is that the pelvis is going to the left, and so to correct it, we're gonna keep on doing it. And you can either hold it for 10 seconds at the top, depending on your fitness level, and then come back down, or you can just go up and down. But we're trying to rotate the upper body back straight again, because what will happen is the pelvis is rotated to the left, so the upper body has to rotate to the right, just so that we're straight and we're up and straight and down instead of being kind of going in a circle. So here we are trying to take this upper body and go left with it. So now so after we've done 10 to 30 of those, based on what your therapist tells you, then you're gonna roll onto the right side. And again, we're gonna have our knees bent up, and we're gonna have our arms straight out in front here. And we're gonna rotate the upper back, yes. And again, we're still rotating to the left with the upper back. And again, these are exercises that you can do within your comfort zone. So you may be able to come up just a little bit, and that's okay. That's where we are, and that's okay. So Amy's able to come high, but some people are not, and that's okay. You might want to hold for 10 seconds depending on your strength there, or you might want to go ahead and just do dynamic motion. But again, we're going to do 10 to 30 based on what your therapist suggests for you or prescribes for you. Then we'll go ahead and roll on the other side. And in this position, we're going to really work on trying to raise these knees up. So the knees are going to come up about 10 inches and then come back down. And what we find with this is the lower abdominals are really working here. So we're going to try to raise those knees, keeping the knees together, If we can hold it up there, depending on our fitness level, it might be challenging for us to hold here, but that is really getting a nice contraction through these lower abdominal muscles. Again, rotating the pelvis to the right. And so these are all ways that we can actually combat the issue of having the rib ring issue up here and the pelvis ring rotation. So we're using our muscles dynamically to get the correction of these issues. 10 to 30 of these as well. And that is the Inflare Outflare home exercise program.